Hello and welcome to Redeeming Thunder. I'm here to give you a fabulous prophetic word on 11/20/2023. And yes, I am delivering all of the prophetic words that I have received regarding the prodigals in this hour because something too good to be true in this season is going to occur. Now, Yahuwah is asking a question. But first he says, Ruach HaKodesh says, "My sana." You know what that means? In Japanese, ornamental tree with fragrant white or pink blossoms, a small yellow fruits, an apricot. Okay, it also means to wish for a child. Sana means in this year. Yes, you actually have to wish for what you desire your prodigal children to return. You actually have to desire it. You actually have to pray for it. And you actually have to believe that it's going to happen. Okay, so this is the apple of gold. The apples of gold are the apricots. Genesis 2:9, the apricot tree has been planted for the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The tradition that this tree in the Bible story was an apple has arisen because the word in the Hebrew and Greek originally meant any round, plattable tree. Later on, this same word became specialized to mean apple only. The apple did not grow in ancient Palestine. And the apricot is still known as the apple of gold. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold and pictures of silver. Proverbs 25:11. So, more on that. Now, here's a key. Hebrew poetry. He connects humans and trees by ways of comparison and repetition. Just as humans are born due to the planting of a seed, so also trees are born by the planting of a seed. So humans die and trees are rooted up, the death of fruit-bearing tree disconnected from life-giving soil. So here we go. The Hebrew word to root up or to pluck, but when the same Hebrew word is used as adjective, it means to be barren, to be infertile. So when a woman is called barren or infertile, she is portrayed literally as uprooted like a tree. Her roots disconnected from life-giving soil. Here's an example. Now, Sarai was barren. She had no children. Genesis 11:30. So the connection between people and fruit trees. See the connection between people and fruit trees? It means Sarai was literally uprooted, infertile, unable to bear the fruit of children. Fruit trees can be uprooted, no longer able to produce fruit. And so also women can be uprooted, infertile, unable to bear children, unable to be fruitful and multiply. Genesis 1:28. This connection is intentional and continues one of the unifying themes of Scripture. Human beings are portrayed as fruit trees. So, but often the connection goes underground and remains unseen. Clues are given, but even those clues are difficult to pick up. Here's a difficult to find clue. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to root up. Ecclesiastes 1 through 3. Okay, so what Yahuwah wants us to do is say a prayer to be replanted in fertile ground. Why? Because those that have lost their prodigal children were subjects of being infertile. Okay? Spiritually speaking. Those who left the nest had been infertile, uprooted. And so we need to pray, because we're like trees, right? To be replanted and fertile. Fruit trees were awarded special status in the Torah because of their importance in sustaining life and as a symbol of Yahuwah's divine favor. Even during times of war, Yahuwah warns the Israelites, when in your war against a city, you have to besiege it a long time in order to capture it. You must not destroy its trees. Are trees of the field human to withdraw before you into the besieged city? Only trees that you know do not yield food may be destroyed. Deuteronomy 20:19 through 20. Pray for Yahuwah's divine favor. Here's another key. The rabbis of the Talmud established 4 new years throughout the Jewish calendar: Rosh Hashanah, or the Jewish New Year for the calendar date, a new year for establishing the reigns of kings, a new year for tithing animals and Jewish farmers to be given to the temple, and finally Tu B'Shvat, the new year for the trees. Mishnah Rosh Hashanah 1:1. The rabbis discuss why this date was chosen, saying that the Tu B'Shvat falls after midwinter, usually in February. So it's already occurred. That's why it's appointed times, because now we're in March. They concluded that the majority of the annual rainfall has usually already fallen by this time in the land of Israel, thus yielding a healthy, waterlogged soil in which to plant new trees. In medieval times, Kabbalists, Jewish mystics, gave Tu B'Shvat greater spiritual significance. A vehicle for mystic ideas, the Kabbalists imbued Tu B'Shvat with new religious significance, as well as created elaborate new symbolic rituals. According to Luranic Kabbalah, which is a form of mysticism studied by the students, all physical forms, including human beings, hide within them a spark of divine presence. This is similar to some kinds of fruits, which hide within them seeds of new life, potential growth. In Jewish mysticism, human actions can release these sparks and help increase Yahuwah's presence in the world. On Tu B'Shvat, the Kabbalists would eat certain fruits associated with the land of Israel, a symbolic way of releasing these divine sparks. Tu B'Shvat has become a symbol of both Zionist attachment to the land of Israel, as well as an example of Jewish sensitivity to the environment. Zionist settlers to Israel began planting new trees, not only to restore the ecology of ancient Israel, but also symbol of renewed growth of Jewish people returning to their ancestral homeland. And they continue to observe Kabbalistic Tu B'Shvat Seder. And now, in early November 2023, Yahuwah says in the sub days, so that is when I am studying, and suddenly I feel like so sleepy. Okay, I was not sleepy seconds ago, and all of a sudden I'm sleepy, and I literally fall asleep for like a couple seconds, and in those couple seconds is when a message is delivered, like literally in my next to my ear. Okay, it is so prominent that I wake up instantly from whatever was told. And Yahuwah says, this is what it said. So it's either an angel or directly from Yahuwah, but someone is downloading some wisdom, okay? Or even a question sometimes. And he says, Ask if they bear fruit. And I prayed that they produce fruit, as Yahuwah suggested. The prodigals are producing blossoms for fruits of the Spirit. Sana, something too good to be true in this season. And the fruits of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, generosity, acts of kindness, faithfulness, humility, and modesty. Against such there is no Torah. Galatians 5:22 through 23. Thank you for joining me. And don't forget to pray for your prodigals to ask him if they're producing fruit. Okay? In this hour, pray for divine favor and pray that they be replanted and fertile. Shalom.